Someone is about to be arrested for. God says this message is being sent directly to your spirit at this exact moment because the timing matters in a way your mind cannot yet understand. I am placing this in front of your eyes because heaven has reached a point where silence is no longer an option. Archangel Michael has stepped forward and spoken with an authority that shakes the unseen realm. He says to you very clearly, I order you to listen. This is a very important message for you. Don't ignore this. Don't brush this aside like another random thought. This is serious. This is urgent. Something has been set in motion that you needed to know, and if you had ignored it, you would have missed a divine revelation that has been building for months, even years. Someone is about to be arrested for taking what was yours, and heaven is making sure you know that justice has finally reached its destination. God says you were never meant to carry the burden of what they stole from you. You were never supposed to live with that silent ache in your spirit. You were never meant to keep pretending that the betrayal didn't break something inside you. You were never meant to sit in the darkness wondering why people with wicked intentions seemed to win while you quietly suffered. God says you survived what should have destroyed you, and the very reason you survived is because my hand never left you. I watched the moment they lied on your name. I watched when they took what belonged to you. I watched when you cried quietly because you didn't want anyone to know how deeply you were hurt. I watched when they celebrated your pain. I watched when they thought you would never rise again. But God says the season of silence is over. The season of hidden truth is over. Heaven has made a decision, and that decision is justice. Archangel Michael says the person who took what was yours thought they were clever. They thought they were protected. They believed nobody would ever find out. They believed they could manipulate the situation. They believed the truth would never come to the surface. But Michael says every lie comes to an end. Every scheme collapses, and every thief eventually stands in front of divine judgment. He says this situation you're dealing with has reached its breaking point. Someone is about to face consequences. Someone is about to be held accountable. Someone is about to be confronted with the full weight of what they did to you. And the heavens are moving things in ways you cannot yet see. God says you must understand something important. When I say someone is about to be arrested, I mean spiritually, legally, emotionally, and karmically. I am removing their power. I am stripping them of what they used to control you. I am taking back what they stole from your life, your peace, your opportunity, your blessings, your name, your destiny. God says you are not stepping into a season of revenge, you are stepping into a season of restoration. Everything they took will return to you but multiplied. Everything they broke will be rebuilt but stronger. Everything they thought they kept from you will be delivered directly into your hands. Archangel Michael says the urgency you feel in your chest right now is not fear, it is spiritual recognition. Your soul knows something is shifting. Your intuition has been nudging you for days. Something around you has felt heavy, unusual, different. You felt a pressure in the atmosphere without understanding why. You felt a shift that made no sense. You felt a warning and didn't know what it meant. Michael says this is the message that explains everything. Heaven has opened an investigation on your behalf. And the results are shocking. The one who wronged you is finally being exposed. God says you have to understand how deeply this situation affected your life. You may not realize it, but their betrayal changed the direction of your journey. It slowed you down. It hurt your confidence. It wounded your trust. It affected your relationships. It affected your finances. It affected your belief in people. That is why I allowed Archangel Michael to step in with divine authority. Enough is enough. What you lost is coming back. What they took is being retrieved. What they used against you is being dismantled. God says justice is not just coming, it has already begun. Michael says the reason you must not ignore this message is because the next days will reveal truths you were never meant to see earlier. The truth would have crushed you back then. But now you have grown. Now you have healed. Now you are stronger. Now you can handle what you're about to find out. Someone is about to be caught because they were still working against you even when you weren't looking. Someone was still plotting. Someone was still lying. Someone was still manipulating behind the scenes. Michael says they didn't stop because they thought you were powerless. But they forgot you are protected. God says I protected you from invisible dangers. I protected you from lies spoken behind your back. I protected you from traps set for you. I protected you from people who were smiling at you while secretly setting you up. I protected you from conversations meant to damage your reputation. I protected you from emotional harm that would have broken you. I protected your soul. I protected your destiny. That is why you are still standing even though you went through things no one knew. That is why you still rise even when people expected you to fall. That is why you are chosen. God says someone underestimated who you are. Someone thought they could ruin you. Someone thought they could walk away with what was yours and face no consequences. But they forgot what happens when a child of God is wronged. Heaven responds. Angels respond. The universe responds. Every spiritual law begins to move. Michael says a divine arrest has been issued. The spiritual handcuffs have already been placed. This person's life is about to take a turn they never expected, and you will not have to lift a finger. God says I will fight for you. I will expose for you. I will restore for you. Michael says he has stood guard over you during nights when you didn't even know danger was near. He says your name has been spoken in rooms you never entered. He says your destiny has been under spiritual protection long before the attack even began. He says the reason you're getting this message is because darkness tried one last attempt to disrupt your path. And heaven shut it down. Someone is being exposed. Someone is being stopped. Someone's actions are being confronted by divine justice. Michael says you will hear news soon that will confirm everything. God says you do not need to worry. You do not need to fear. You are safe. I will be with you through every moment of this transition. What is coming is not meant to harm you, it is meant to free you. The truth will not break you, it will liberate you. The exposure will not ruin your life, it will restore it. God says pray, stay calm, and trust me. The storm is not against you anymore, it is clearing the path in front of you. What you lost is being returned. What was stolen is coming back with interest. What you thought was gone forever is still yours. Michael says prepare your spirit. You are about to witness something powerful. You are about to see what happens when heaven steps in. You are about to understand why you had to wait so long. You are about to understand why you cried so much. You are about to understand why God didn't allow certain people near you anymore. Because those people were connected to the one who is now facing consequences. God removed you for your protection. God kept you hidden for your elevation. God kept you silent so truth could speak louder. God says justice comes in many forms, and this time, it will be clear. It will be undeniable. It will shock many. And it will confirm what I told you all along. You are chosen, protected, loved, and destined for more. You are safe. Nothing will go wrong with you. Trust me. Pray. Keep your heart steady. This is your moment of divine reversal. This is your message. And heaven will make sure it reaches its fulfillment. God says this message reaches you at the exact second you were meant to receive it, because heaven has been watching everything that has been happening around you, especially the things you thought no one saw, no one understood, and no one cared about. But God saw it. Archangel Michael saw it. Every moment, every tear, every confusing situation, every betrayal that you tried to make sense of alone, none of it was hidden. And today, God says an urgent truth is unfolding, and He is commanding you through Archangel Michael to listen carefully, because what comes next is not ordinary. It is not random. It is not a coincidence. It is a divine intervention that has been long overdue. You were wronged by someone who thought they could get away with it forever. Someone took something that belonged to you, not only something physical, not only something material, but something that carried your name, your destiny, your inheritance, or your divine right. And this person believed no one would ever find out. They were confident. They laughed. They lied. They hid. They manipulated. They thought they were clever enough to cover their tracks. But the truth is that heaven was tracking every single step they took, even in places where no human eye could see. And now, Archangel Michael steps forward, sword lifted, voice thunderous, saying, I order you to listen. This is serious. The time has come. The one who took what was yours is about to be exposed, confronted, and arrested. This arrest may be symbolic, spiritual, emotional, or physical, but whatever form it takes, it will be undeniable. God does not make empty declarations. Someone has to face consequences because justice has been activated. For so long, you suffered silently because of what this person stole from you: your peace, your opportunity, your money, your name, your relationship, your reputation, your happiness, your stability, or your future blessing. Even after all this, you kept moving forward without complaining to anyone. You trusted God even while you were hurting. You leaned on faith even when your heart was tired. And that alone has touched heaven. God says you were patient when you could have fought back. You stayed silent when you could have exposed them. You waited when you could have taken revenge. You remained kind even when they were cruel. You showed love even when they gave you betrayal. Heaven has recorded this. Nothing you did in goodness has been wasted. Nothing you gave with sincerity will be ignored. Nothing that left your life unjustly will remain lost. What belongs to you will return multiplied. Archangel Michael has been following the movements of the one who wronged you, watching how far they planned to go, how much they tried to hide, and how deeply they tried to hurt your destiny. And now heaven says enough. There is a divine boundary being drawn. This time, the heavens will not allow one more ounce of injustice to fall on your life. A cycle is being broken. A karmic decree is being issued from the throne of God. Someone's time of hiding is over. This person stole with confidence, thinking they would never be exposed. What they took could have been something physical: money, property, documents, an opportunity, a job, a promotion, an inheritance, or something that carried great value for your future. Or it could have been something emotional: your trust, your peace, your joy, your confidence, your sense of security. Or it could have been something spiritual: your destiny, your divine timing, your blessings, or something God gave specifically to you. Whatever it was, heaven says the crime has been noted, and the consequences are now unavoidable. Archangel Michael stands with his fiery sword, and he is not only protecting you, he is executing divine justice. God says, they took what was yours, believing they stole your future. But I am returning it. I am restoring it. I am multiplying it. And I am allowing the world to see that no one touches my chosen one without facing my hand. You were chosen for protection long before you knew danger existed. The attack against you was not just human, it was spiritual. The enemy used people, situations, confusion, delays, and deception to block your blessings, hoping you would break under the pressure. But you stayed standing. Even on the days you felt weak, heaven kept you upright. Even when you didn't know how you would make it, God stepped in silently. You survived storms that were meant to destroy you. You walked through fires that were meant to burn you. You faced betrayals that should have shattered you. Yet you are still here. That alone is proof of your divine protection. God says the reason you are receiving this urgent message today is because something is shifting around you in the spiritual realm. Heaven has opened a case. Judgments are being passed. Truth is being exposed. The person who took what belonged to you is now under divine investigation. Their lies, their actions, their hidden intentions, their past decisions, and every move they made against you are being confronted by heavenly forces. Even now, some signs are already appearing. You may feel sudden heaviness or sudden calmness, sudden restlessness or sudden clarity, sudden intuition or sudden dreams. These are not random feelings. They are spiritual signals. They are warnings. They are confirmations. They are God's way of preparing your spirit for what is coming, and God says what is coming is justice, justice you didn't have to fight for. Justice you didn't have to beg for. Justice you didn't have to chase, justice that comes directly from God Himself. The arrest is symbolic of divine authority restoring balance in your life. Someone is being stopped. Someone is being exposed. Someone is being confronted. Someone is losing control. Someone is facing the consequences of what they did. This is not revenge, it is restoration. God does not operate in pettiness, He operates in righteousness. He does not destroy, He corrects. He does not punish without reason, He enforces divine order. The one who hurt you believed they were untouchable. They believed their lies were buried forever. They believed their manipulation would win. They believed no one would ever know the truth. But heaven knew. And now, heaven is revealing everything. God says, I saw every moment you cried alone. I saw every night you questioned why certain people behaved the way they did. I saw your confusion when things you deserved were taken from you. I saw your heart break when someone betrayed your trust. I saw your disappointment when someone used you. I saw your pain when someone lied to you. I saw your loneliness when you felt no one stood beside you. But now, my child, I stand beside you, and I am not standing silently. I am speaking. I am acting. I am restoring. Archangel Michael says he has been fighting battles on your behalf that you didn't even know existed. Forces of darkness had tried to block your blessings, create obstacles, delay opportunities, and drain your spirit. But Michael shielded you. And now, he says, I order you to listen. This is serious. Do not ignore this message. Something is shifting. Heaven is moving. You are entering a new season. What was stolen is being returned. There is a blessing coming that will replace everything you lost. There is a breakthrough coming that will make you forget the pain. There is a healing coming that will restore your strength. There is a miracle coming that will exceed your expectations. And there is a divine order unfolding that will shock even you when you see how perfectly God rearranges everything for your good. The arrest may happen in many forms. It might be a sudden downfall of someone who hurt you, a truth being revealed that exposes their actions, a legal situation turning in your favor, a spiritual breakthrough that blocks their access to your life, a karmic reversal where they face consequences, a divine intervention that stops their plans permanently, a moment where God removes them from your path completely. No matter how it happens, God says it will be clear. When it happens, you will feel peace. You will understand why certain delays occurred. You will understand why certain people were removed. You will understand why God allowed certain situations to unfold. And you will realize that nothing stolen from you was truly lost. It was only delayed temporarily so that God could return it in a greater form. You may feel emotions rising as you read this: relief, heaviness, fear, hope, trembling, or deep calmness. Heaven is touching your spirit. Your angels are standing close. Archangel Michael is present. Your soul recognizes truth even when your mind is unsure. Something in you knows this message is meant for you. God wants you to know you are safe. Nothing will go wrong for you. What is coming is not danger, it is justice. What is unfolding is not punishment for you, it is protection for you. What is rising is not fear, it is divine authority. You only need to trust God. Pray. Stay calm. Allow heaven to handle what humans tried to ruin. Your role is simple: keep your heart open. Keep your spirit humble, and keep your faith alive. Because what comes next will remind you that God never forgot you. Not even for a second. This is your moment of restoration. This is your moment of justice. This is your moment of divine intervention. God says the one who took what was yours is about to face what they never expected: truth, exposure, consequences. And you, the one who suffered silently, are about to receive what you always deserved: peace, blessings, protection, and the return of everything that was stolen. You are safe. God is with you. Archangel Michael is standing guard. Nothing will go wrong. Your life is entering a new chapter, one where justice finally speaks on your behalf. God says this is an urgent message only for you. And this moment has been chosen very carefully because something is happening behind your back that you were never supposed to see, never supposed to hear, and never supposed to understand, until now. God says, Archangel Michael is standing beside you, and he is not whispering, he is not calmly suggesting, he is commanding with authority. I order you. Do not ignore this. Do not delay. This is very serious and you must listen right now. Because in the spiritual realm, something has shifted, and this shift is echoing directly into your physical world. Someone is about to be arrested for taking what was yours, and the truth behind this moment has been building for a very long time. This message is coming to you because heaven has been watching. Heaven saw the moments you cried when no one knew what was happening. Heaven saw the times you trusted people who smiled at you while secretly holding plans to take from you, to block you, to steal something that belonged to you by divine right. Heaven saw how many times you tried to stay peaceful, stay kind, stay patient, even when your heart was exhausted from being misunderstood and mistreated. And now, Heaven says, the time has come. Justice is not coming slowly, justice is arriving with force. Archangel Michael is standing with his sword drawn, pointing it toward the one who crossed the line. He says, "You were attacked spiritually before you were attacked physically. They tried to weaken your spirit before they touched anything in your life. They thought you wouldn't notice. They thought you would stay silent forever. They thought their actions would never be revealed. They thought their lies would never reach the ears of heaven. But I have seen everything. I have recorded every moment. And now the order of justice has been issued." God says this message is not a warning, it is a revelation. It's the unveiling of something that you never imagined would be exposed so dramatically. Someone took what was yours, something you worked for, prayed for, waited for, hoped for. This could be your peace, your money, your opportunity, your relationships, your reputation, or something spiritual that was meant to elevate you. But they thought they could steal it quietly. They believed no one would ever find out. They believed they were smarter than you. Smarter than heaven. Smarter than God. But God says, I do not sleep. I do not miss anything. I do not ignore injustice. No one escapes divine order. The person who tried to take what was yours is now trembling spiritually, even if they are pretending to be calm in front of people. They can feel something closing in on them. They can feel something shifting in their life. They can feel a pressure they can't explain. Every time they close their eyes, they feel watched. Every time they step outside, they feel exposed. Every time they speak, they feel fear of being caught. Why? Because the spiritual investigation around them is complete. Their name has been spoken in the halls of justice in heaven. And when God moves, no human, no evil spirit, no lie, no manipulation can stop what is coming. Archangel Michael says, "This is serious. I order you to trust this message." Someone is about to be arrested, spiritually or physically, for taking what was yours. The arrest may be literal, or it may be symbolic. Heaven can arrest someone's progress, their finances, their influence, their opportunities, their relationships, or their ability to harm you again. When heaven arrests someone, their life stops. Their plans stop. Their power stops. Their lies crumble. Their protection dissolves. Their secrets come out. Their alliances collapse. And suddenly, the person who thought they were untouchable becomes the one who is exposed the most. And God says the reason this message is reaching you today is because you were close to giving up. You were close to walking away from something that belongs to you. You were close to assuming that maybe life would never shift in your favor again. You were close to feeling like the people who hurt you got away with everything. But God says, no more. Enough. Justice is here. For so long, you carried things silently because you didn't want to create conflict. You didn't want to fight. You didn't want to hurt anyone. You didn't want revenge. You just wanted peace. You wanted to move forward. You wanted to live in alignment with kindness and faith. But the people who were jealous of you didn't see your heart, they only saw your blessings. They saw your light. They saw your strength. They saw your resilience. They saw your divine favor. They saw your anointing. And they thought if they could take what was yours, they could rise in your place. But they forgot one thing: what God gives you cannot be replaced, cannot be stolen, cannot be transferred, and cannot be kept away from you for long. Even if someone takes something temporarily, heaven will return it to you multiplied. God says the person who took from you did it with intention. They planned it. They talked about it. They convinced themselves they were justified. They thought you would never find out. But heaven heard their conversations. Heaven saw their movements. Heaven saw their attempts to hide evidence. Heaven saw the smirk they carried when they thought they had won. Heaven saw how they celebrated early, but now heaven is preparing to reveal everything. And the reason Archangel Michael is speaking so forcefully is because the moment of exposure is near. Not next year. Not next month. Not someday, now. Something is unfolding at this very moment. A chain reaction has already started. God says, the very thing they tried to bury is rising to the surface. The very thing they tried to steal is finding its way back to the rightful owner, you. And God says, you must not fear what is coming, because what is coming favors you. You are safe. You are protected. You are surrounded. This is not punishment for you. This is reward. This is restoration. This is vindication. This is justice delivered directly from heaven. There were moments when you blamed yourself, wondering if maybe what happened was your fault. Maybe you were too kind. Maybe you trusted too easily. Maybe you didn't see the signs. Maybe you ignored your intuition. Maybe you should have been harder, smarter, sharper. But God says, stop blaming yourself. The thief is always at fault, not the victim. You were chosen because of your heart. You were chosen because of your goodness. You were chosen because God can trust you, even when people cannot. Archangel Michael says that the person who took from you is experiencing a spiritual countdown. Every hour their energy weakens. Every day their plans crumble a little more. Every night their sleep becomes restless. They feel watched because they are being watched, not by humans, but by angels assigned to reveal the truth. And God says, this is not karma. This is not coincidence. This is divine correction. You don't have to seek revenge. You don't have to confront anyone. You don't have to expose anyone yourself. Heaven will do it for you. Heaven will handle what your heart is too gentle to handle. Heaven will speak what your spirit is too tired to say. Heaven will defend you in ways you could never defend yourself. Someone tried to interrupt your destiny, but your destiny is protected. Someone tried to block your blessing, but your blessing is sealed. Someone tried to claim your promise, but your promise is written with your name on it. God says, the person who hurt you is about to face consequences you were never strong enough to deliver, but I am. And the moment they are stopped, your life will open. Doors that were stuck will break open. Opportunities that were delayed will rush toward you. Money that was blocked will flow toward you. Relationships that were poisoned will be purified. Peace that was stolen will return 10 times stronger. Your spiritual power will rise again. Your strength will increase. Your intuition will sharpen. Your blessings will multiply faster than you expect, because heaven is not punishing you, it is preparing you. God says you must remain calm and grounded right now, because the shift will be sudden. Sometimes justice comes quietly and slowly, but not this time. This time justice is loud, public, undeniable, and swift. This time God is making an example out of the one who wronged you. This time the world will know that touching a chosen soul brings consequences. Archangel Michael says you have been silent long enough. Heaven will speak now. Heaven will defend now. Heaven will intervene now. Heaven will return what was taken. Heaven will elevate you higher than you were before the loss, and when the person who took from you faces accountability, you will not feel revenge, you will feel relief. The weight you've carried for so long will drop from your shoulders. The heaviness in your spirit will dissolve. The confusion in your mind will clear. The sadness in your heart will ease. You will finally understand why it all happened. You will realize that God allowed it so He could teach you, protect you, strengthen you, and ultimately bless you beyond anything you expected. Your life is about to transform. The spiritual battle is ending. The storm is passing. The truth is emerging. The arrest, spiritual or physical, is unfolding. The return of what was yours has already begun. God says you are safe. Nothing will go wrong with you. You are protected. You are surrounded. You are divinely guided. The angels are with you. Archangel Michael is covering you. This message is urgent because the breakthrough is near. This is your confirmation. This is your sign. This is your moment. Trust it. Receive it. Believe it. And prepare, because justice is now in motion, and nothing can stop what God has ordained for you. God says, this message is being delivered to you in a moment when heaven is watching your every breath with intention, with protection, and with an urgency that cannot be ignored. Archangel Michael is standing beside you right now, and he says firmly, I order you, do not ignore this.